Welcome to another episode of Hack Naked TV, recorded March 3rd, 2016. I am your host, Aaron Lyons. I almost forgot my name there. And today I'm going to do a quick follow-up on Apple versus the FBI and talk about the Drown attack, Crosssite scripting vulnerabilities in ad networks, and a brief little thing about getting into Infosec. This episode, as always, is brought to you by Black Hills Information Security, the leaders in pen testing and active defense. Email consulting@blackhillsinfosec.com today to request a quote. Apple versus the FBI. This has been the source of a lot of drama, debate over the last few weeks. And on Monday, Judge ruled in favor of Apple. Apple does not have to provide the FBI with software to backdoor the phone. Now, the FBI had been using an 18th century law called the All Rights Act as precedents to force Apple into constructing software to allow them to backdoor this phone. Now, the FBI had been saying that this is a one-time case, it's only in this one case, and actually they've used the act now to request access to 12 iPhones. This is just one of many cases that they had brought forth against Apple to try to force them into backdooring iPhones. This is the one that gained public, what's the word I'm looking for, notoriety. So we can all breathe a sigh of relief for now. No backdoors that we know of in iPhones, and any further developments, we'll be sure to cover them here. On to the newest logo and name vulnerability for SSL, the Drown attack. Reportedly, this affects 33% of all HTTPS servers. The reality here is that you have to be running SSL version 2 to be vulnerable. If you're still running SSL in your network, stop. It's pretty much like running Windows 95 in your network. It's old. It's no longer supported. It's vulnerable. Get rid of it. Upgrade to TLS. Do yourself a favor. If you have legacy applications that are using this, don't make it publicly facing. Push it down. If you have it on your web servers because of clients, your clients should be using new browsers. Every new browser and operating system out there supports TLS. Has for the last better part of a decade. Upgrade. Get rid of it. There's nothing more to be said here. Don't run SSL. Really. I don't know what more to say. Don't do it. Crosssite scripting vulnerabilities in ad networks. This is sort of a new twist on malware in malvertising or malware being served through ad networks. Randy Westergren found that multiple ad networks, not any one network, had Crosssite scripting vulnerabilities, and these were being served up through the ads on a variety of very popular sites, including CBS News, NBC News, New York Times, MSN, Washington Post, BBC, and lots of others. Also, he found the same Crosssite scripting vulnerability not only in ad networks, but third-party plugins like Disqus, PowerFont, and Antenna. It just is just a great example of how third-party components and third-party advertising can compromise the security of an otherwise secure site. It's one of the many reasons why on our web properties, all of our sponsor ads are native. They're not served from some other web server. They're served from our web server. Another benefit of that is that ad blockers don't catch them. This cross-site scripting vulnerabilities in ad networks is just another example of why we should run ad blockers. Ad networks don't have security in mind. It's obvious. the way web ads are being served to clients needs to change. Run an ad blocker. That's all I have to say about that. Run an ad blocker. Last little thing I wanted to touch on, we at Security Weekly and Hack Naked TV, we get pretty regular emails on how do I get into Infosec? How do I break in? How do I get involved? How do I, what certifications do I need? What do I need to learn? And there's no right answer. Certification isn't the end all be all. I mean, it helps you pass from some HR drones, but you're still going to need to know your stuff in the interview. And there's so many facets of Infosec today that there's no one right thing to learn. There's no one language. There's no one technique. I mean, you could be a pen tester. You could do incident response. You can be a SOC analyst. You can do firewall administration. You can be a security architect and do network architecture, intrusion prevention systems, access control lists, identity management. I mean, there's so many aspects of Infosec. Data loss prevention. I mean, and they're so different. The skills needed for one are not the skills that you need for another. So the biggest thing I can say is if you want to get into Infosec, get involved in the community. Go to the B-Sides conferences. They're cheap. The most expensive they ever are $20. Some of them are free. You meet great people there, people that are friendly, willing to help you learn, willing to talk, and you build contacts. It's how I made the change. I was a sysadmin for years and years and years. Wanted to make the jump. I got involved. I started going to the conferences. I got involved with local hacker groups, and now I'm a host on Hack Naked TV. Sort of boggles the mind that anyone would want to listen to me. But more than anything, if you want to get into Infosec, get involved with the community. You don't have to present. You don't have to be a talking head on a podcast. Just be involved, get out there, meet people in the community. The community, far and wide, is a great community, very friendly, very helpful. That's it for this episode of Hack Naked TV. If you have any questions, anything you'd like us to cover, anything at all, you can always email us at the show at hacknaked.tv. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll talk to you next time.